The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Here is liberal analyst Jeffrey Toobin on Wolf Blitzer saying, no, I mean, he broke the law. I mean, he just broke the law. I don't know how else to say this. Roll it, Brittany.
Did the president break the law by engaging in this deal?
Oh, I think he clearly broke the law. The law says 30 days notice. He didn't give 30 days notice. Now, it is true that he issued a signing statement, but signing statements are not law. Signing statements are the president's opinion about what the law should mean. Now, it may be that the law is unconstitutional, a violation of his power as commander-in-chief, but no court has held that. The law is on the books, and he didn't follow it.
But, you know, President Bush used to do these signing statements that there would be a violation of what he signed into law, saying that if he determines as commander-in-chief he can go ahead and do it, it's okay, even though that negates the law of the land.
That's right. You know, lots of presidents since probably, I think President Roosevelt, have issued signing statements. But, you know, liberals were outraged by George W. Bush's signing statements. They thought he was deciding which laws he was going to follow and which laws he wasn't.
Was President Bush breaking the law, too?
There may have been examples where he did, but certainly this is an example of a signing statement where the president is taking power for himself that the law didn't give him. He's explicitly contradicting it.
You see Wolf right away. Bush broke the law too, right? Bush, please, we got to blame Bush. We can't blame the dear leader for this. You don't understand. The country's going to turn on him. We've been covering this for this guy. You know what it's like to be Wolf, to be me. I mean, every day I'm lying for this guy. I've got 2 viewers. They happen to be Brittany and Vicky in Boston. And I'm down to 2 for God. And they watch me for comedic relief. And Lexi, the dog Lexi. I got 2 dogs and 2 sisters. And this is all I'm down to now. Please, I'm tired of propping this guy up. So he did break the law. Oh, no, he broke the law. This is so clearly impeachable. I want you to think about this. Just stand back, okay? I'll get into it more detail later in the show. But just stand back for a second. They didn't release 5 low-level Taliban guys. Literally, it was the cream of their leadership. 2 of them wanted by the UN for war crimes because they slaughtered thousands of innocent civilians. Another one who formed the deal with Iran, whereby Iranian agents were killing our troops in Afghanistan and in Iraq with IEDs. I'm going to have somebody on the show later at 9 o'clock who's been to Guantanamo multiple times. Let me tell you what my sources are telling me. The person who runs the Guantanamo Bay prison camp has openly said, our own guy who runs Gitmo, says these 5 Taliban that we released are the 5 people he was told you never let go. In fact, they're so dangerous and so murderous. They've killed so many innocent Afghans and so many Americans that if there are riots taking place at Gitmo and there's a possibility of them just escaping or whatever, those are the 5 you have to shoot and kill. Forget about the rest. Those are mid-level guys, but these are the 5, the top 5. No, let me tell you what the dear leader did. The reason why this trade took place wasn't just to clean out Gitmo, wasn't just to blow the VA scandal off the radar, to distract the American people. This is to give the Taliban the means for a victory in Afghanistan. He gave them their military leadership back. We just gave them the means to finally win the war in Afghanistan. Thanks to the dear leader. So let me ask you, is this not the act of a traitor? Is this not a high crime and misdemeanor? If this doesn't cry out for impeachment, my friends, my God, what has he got to do? Burn. Eric, you're up first. Thanks for holding and welcome.
Hey, I'm on. How you doing, Jeffrey?
I'm good. How are you?
suspect everything. Be like NSA, okay? You state that the Congress didn't know. How do you know? Okay, for one thing, okay? We're being lied to constantly, repetitively. Obfuscation, sophism 101. This is off the charts. It's been going on for quite some time, and I say it's being done by design. Another thing, okay, this guy, conscientious objector, he is what you call a casualty of war. He should have been left there, okay, and if we had happened to come across him, then we get him, and then we try this reprobate, okay, for what is going on in our country, the timing of it. Okay, think of it. West Point, you pointed out. Benghazi, okay, with Hillary Clinton losing her, falling and bumping her little head, okay. This goes on over and over and over and over again. These silly games, these mind games are off the charts, I'll say it once again. I can't believe what's going on in our country. We need to the disgust in the leadership here in our country. Okay?
Eric, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I want everybody to listen to me because you're never going to hear more truthful words ever said again. Listen to me very carefully, Cooner Country. We have an enemy of this country in the White House. That's what we have. It's not a line. He is the traitor-in-chief. Now you know, he looks at Private Abdullah, saving Private Abdullah. He looks at Bo Bergdahl, and he sees himself. He sees Frank Marshall Davis. He sees his communist grandfather. He sees Bill Ayers. He sees Bernadine Dorn. He sees Jeremiah Wright. He sees him sending letter after letter to his parents saying, I'm disgusted to be an American. I'm ashamed to be an American. This country stinks. It is the title of a fool to be a soldier. And he says, yes, that's one of mine. You do what you got to do to get him home. They want their top 5. We give them their top 5. Look, objectively, just stand back. Just objectively. Iraq has now fallen to Iran. We have given away everything we sacrificed in Iraq is now basically under the sphere of influence of Iran. We are arming Al-Qaeda in Syria. We are training and arming Al-Qaeda in Syria. In Libya, we overthrew Gaddafi. In fact, we waged an illegal war. No authorization of Congress. The anti-war president went to war in Libya to empower Islamists and Al-Qaeda in Libya. In fact, in Benghazi, it was the Al-Qaeda jihadists with the training and weapons we gave them that attacked us in Benghazi. Who put the Muslim Brotherhood in power in Egypt? The dear leader. Who overthrew Gaddafi? The dear leader. Who's arming the Al-Qaeda rebels in Syria? The dear leader. Who's giving Iran the time it needs to build a nuclear bomb? The dear leader. And now the final cut, the death blow. Who is going to win the war for the Taliban in Afghanistan? Who's tied the hands of our military? The dear leader. Who's sending them back, their top 5 military commanders, to win them the war in Afghanistan? The dear leader. You want the honest truth? God is my witness. The enemy is no longer radical Islam. The enemy is no longer without. It's the biggest threat to America's national security is right here in the White House. How else do you explain this deal? How else do you explain his entire foreign policy? You can't. Now, whether he's a radical academic progressive leftist who just hates his country so much, or whether he's some kind of a cultural Muslim, it really at this point doesn't matter. Because his actions are what are destroying this country. You've given up 5 of the top Taliban How many Americans died to capture them for this collaborator, this traitor? And you have nothing from the Republicans? You mean to tell me there's not one honorable patriot willing to stand up to this man? My friends, enough is enough. Tachi, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome. Tucci, my bad. Tucci, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Yeah, Jeff, good morning. Oh, Jeff, I'm just short of words. If you remember last week, you asked me a question. You said something to me. You said it's going to be only three more years. And I told you 3 more years is down too long for this guy to destroy this country. I'm telling you from experience because I know people don't really understand what is going on in this country. They are probably blind to the spiritual aspect of what is going on in this country. This guy is going to destroy this country before you guys know it. How can you tell me that someone that is a leader of a country could be doing this kind of things and nobody's saying anything? The Republicans are basically worthless in the House. Everybody's just looking at him and he's just doing whatever he likes. My God, if America doesn't wake up, Americans doesn't wake up, something bad is going to happen.
We're finished. Tucci, I'm telling you, we're finished. We are finished.
We're more than finished. The founding fathers gave God to this country. And at the end of the day, we're turning this country the other way around. And nobody speaks the truth anymore. Nobody wants to say the truth anymore. The truth has now turned into something else, and the lie has turned to the truth. It's better for us to wake up right now. It is better for us to wake up right now, or else I am so sorry for what is going to happen in America. I feel so bad whenever I discuss this. I really feel so bad. I remember when they wanted to vote in him the first term, his first term. I was telling people, please don't vote this guy in. You don't understand what this guy is. His policies are whacked. Can you just listen to his policies first? They said, no, he's the first black president. I told them it's not a matter of being the first black president. It's a matter of listening to what this guy is saying. But now, I wouldn't say I told you so. Now it's happening. The second term, I know what I said to. I deal with the public, and I talk to a lot of people about it. And at the end of the day, some people said, we're not going to vote for me. I told them, if you don't vote for me, there is no way on this earth that you will not live to regret what you are doing. I hope, and I remember, and I know a lot of people that I spoke to during that time, will bear me witness. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tucci. To me now, there is no other option. Obama must be impeached. If you are a patriot and you say you love this country, this usurper, this con man, this traitor in the White House must go. Should Obama be impeached? Does this deal now justify assisting terrorists, breaking the law? Does this now justify...
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.